Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We are happy to welcome you to one of our QPS webinars. My name is Robert Wronski. I am responsible for internal BD and marketing at QPS Austria. Since 2003, we offer clinical research services. In 2009, we established a department specifically focusing on recruitment services. Barbara Derler, who is head of this department, will now give a presentation on how most of the clinical trials can be improved in terms of timely enrollment. Barbara, I suggest the audience is ready for your presentation.
Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Barbara Derler and I'm delighted to talk about our experiences in patient recruitment that we have been able to gain in the last years throughout Europe. We have been working in clinical research for more than 11 years and we are based in the south of Austria, in Graz. We have started to focus on patient recruitment with a specialized group within the clinical department approximately 5 years ago. Today we are going to talk about the problems of slow enrollment in clinical trials. We are going to talk about the roles of a sponsor, a CRO, and the study site. We are going to talk about the clinical enrollment manager. Last but not least, we will discuss solutions and measures on site and beyond, so-called in-reach and outreach actions. We all know that slow patient recruitment is the most prominent bottleneck in clinical research and certainly has a negative impact on a clinical study. To give you some numbers, at least 60% of all trials will finish delayed. The delay is mainly caused by the elongation of the recruitment period. Up to 30% of all study sites do not recruit at all. So all of this results in costing hundreds of thousands to millions of euros or dollars. The sponsor and the CRO play a key role in facilitating patient recruitment even before the study starts. Good patient recruitment is based on a careful site selection, considering previous recruitment results, considering successful investigators in an internal database, considering key opinion leaders. Here we want to do some literature research and so on. Bear in mind that the investigator's motivation is mainly based on 3 factors. The novelty of the drug, trust from previous relationship, and budget. The complexity of the study protocol naturally affects patient enrollment directly. For example, the number of study visits or the extra effort for the patient, trial versus daily routine, and so on. The investigator meeting should be used for training and motivation of the study team to deepen the sponsor, CRO, and site relationship and to emphasize on the team spirit. Once the study is running, site management, including site support and specific trainings, will help to continuously motivate the study site staff. The clinical trial site or study site, of course, plays an active role in patient recruitment. Now, factors influencing the overall performance of a study site are size and organization of the team, experience of the PI, the experience of the study team, organization and performance of study visits, integration and cooperation of colleagues and other departments on the site. Now I would like to introduce a new key player, the Clinical Enrollment Manager, who will solely focus on recruitment strategies in accordance and in cooperation with the clinical trial site. The Clinical Enrollment Manager should have excellent communication skills. The Clinical Enrollment Manager is an unbiased person in the clinical trial. The Clinical Enrollment Manager should be experienced in the field. The Clinical Enrollment Manager should be acquainted with the health system and the patient path. We will come into more details on that later. The Clinical Enrollment Manager should be bi or multilingual and culture conscious. The responsibilities of a clinical enrollment manager and a clinical research associate are clearly different and as follows. The clinical enrollment manager performs enrollment feasibility assessments. He evaluates sites' usual enrollment practices and assesses challenges and opportunities. The clinical enrollment manager educates study staff on enrollment best practices. The clinical enrollment manager develops site-specific enrollment plans and assists, motivates the site staff and raises study awareness both internally and externally. The clinical enrollment manager identifies study candidates from external sources and is singularly focused. Now, in comparison, the responsibilities of a CRA, who is responsible for the subject safety, is the main line of communication with the sponsor, verifies protocol compliance and adherence to ICH GCP, writes, reviews and implements the monitoring plan, reports adverse events, performs drug device accountability, coordinates and plans site budgets and contracts, communicates the protocol, SOP and GCP deviations, and has multiple responsibilities. The work of a clinical enrollment manager would typically start with analyzing the patient path, followed by a personal site evaluation visit, resulting in the development of a site recruitment plan, including measures and methods to improve patient recruitment. To analyze the patient path, we want to understand the way of the patient, so to say, in raising very specific questions. For example, where is the patient identified, internally or externally? Are there specified study screening days? Or, for example, is it possible to screen every day of the week or only on Mondays, Tuesdays? Does the site perform pre-screening? How? What is the difference between pre-screening and screening? Is a screening log maintained, including the date of the last screening, including the date of the last randomization, so where we can see the activity and the performance of the site? Are the patients tagged for rescreening? For example, if the protocol allows a rescreening of a screening failure, for example, that is substituted and then ready for rescreening, is that patient tagged somehow so that he is not forgotten about at the end? Or what are the primary reasons for the screening failures? And more questions to explore the informed consent discussion. How and where is the ICF the informed consent form, presented to the patient? Who administers the ICF? Are there any issues with the ICF that could stop the patient from signing? Are there alternative therapies? Are there family concerns? What are the potential drug side effects? And most of all, what is the benefit to the patient? The next step is the personal visit of the clinical enrollment manager at the study site. This is the site evaluation visit. The goal of this personal visit is to get a real picture of the situation and to discuss from eye to eye. The clinical enrollment manager would thereby carefully evaluate the setup and the organization of the study team. The clinical enrollment manager would meet the key persons of a study team. The clinical enrollment manager would identify the team champion, a favorite team member, our first contact point. That could be a motivated sub-investigator or a motivated study nurse, so on. The clinical enrollment manager would evaluate the organization and the procedure of the study visits. So finally, the clinical enrollment manager should be able to begin to set up a trusted relationship. After the site evaluation visit, it can be very beneficial to maintain a regular on-site presence. We call those recruitment booster visits, always in agreement and consultation with the study team. The follow-up visits should be used to further develop and improve the recruitment strategy and to follow up the agreed recruitment measures and methods. Again, always in agreement with the study team. The inside information and results and ideas of the site evaluation visit are included in the recruitment plan, as well as specific measures and methods that have been developed and discussed with the study site and the clinical enrollment group. Now I would like to give you some examples of measures and methods at the study site. We call them in-reach activities that we have successfully implemented to improve patient recruitment. This would be, for example, development of recruitment materials or distributing study newsletters with site rankings, supporting the study team or the PI to send out departmental newsletters, organizing study awareness meetings, supporting the PI to draft physician-to-physician mailings or letters. Activities implemented beyond the study site, so-called outreach activities, could be colleague referral networking, study awareness presentations, recruitment material, participating at national medical conferences, advocacy group meetings, online social networking, website, participating national medical conferences, just to name some examples. So finally, I would like to conclude and to emphasize on the fact that it is really a team effort, including all stakeholders in a clinical trial, to make patient recruitment successful. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Barbara. We herewith thank you for attending, close the webinar, and wish you a successful rest of the day.